What up, guys? Welcome back. Hope everyone's having a great day. I got something very special. I came to Ghost Composites, meeting with the owner Rick, who's gonna give us a sneak peek at his shop and what it takes to make a carbon fiber ST fairing, the bags, and all other pieces. So he currently is the first one that came out with the LowRider ST fairing, and he also makes the side bags, the battery covers, the dash, front fender, rear fender. So let's go ahead, talk to Rick. He's got some stuff to show us. All right, guys, so this is the room where the mold just comes out of. So as you can see, it's not pretty, it's not easy to do. It definitely is very meticulous. Takes a lot of hard work to lay out the carbon fiber, get the mold precisely where it needs to be. So these are the molds for the side covers. This is an ST fairing that just came out. This is how it looks right out of the mold. This is the actual carbon fiber weave. Rick.
Yes, sir.
So these so this one is on what? This is on the brink of finishing. You're almost done with this?
Yeah, this is basically before polish. So this basically needs to get color sanded and buffed. Basically from there it gets packed and then it just gets shipped.
Nice. You guys check out this ST fairing. I'll take it out in the sun for you guys too, just so you guys can see the details. The camera doesn't do it justice, bro.
I know,
right, man? It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Not an easy piece.
Yeah. How long did it take you?
So every fairing takes about, I want to say about 3 days worth of work.
Wow. Just for each fairing?
Just for each fairing. Currently we have only one mold. So we definitely are trying to make another mold whenever we have time, but our time is just so limited.
Yeah, for sure.
And it takes, I mean, just the layup alone takes about a couple hours.
Wow.
So
it's a lot of hard work just into one fairing.
yeah.
You want to tell the audience something exciting that you got going on here?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So this is a mold for the inner fairing, for the inner bags. I'm sorry. These are the
clamshell bags, right?
Yeah, the clamshell bags.
Nice.
For the ST. These are the inners that we're working on. So we're gonna make a first set sometime during the week if we have some time.
Nice.
And start trying to test fit and make sure everything goes on there. This still needs little fittings here to mount all the hardware for the bags, but
yeah,
that gets done after the part is made.
Nice. Okay, so that's the inner and this is the outside, right?
Yeah, so that's the outer clamshell mold
wow,
that we use to make those parts.
So now people can get the full set, right?
Yeah, full set.
Inner, outer.
Inner and outer, yeah, everything.
That's
to
badass.
the bags will be carbon.
Hell yeah, that's badass, bro. So yeah, guys, so pretty much this is the area where the magic happens. It just comes out of the molding, right? You sanded here too, or?
No, here it's just laying up various materials depending on what we're making.
Yeah.
We cut all the fabric here and lay it in the molds and
nice,
and throw it in the bag in here, and then from here it goes outside.
It's a vacuum seal process.
Yeah,
right?
it's a vacuum. Some of our stuff is resin infused, and some of our stuff is wet layup vacuum. So
nice,
it just depends on what we're making.
Cool, man, cool. All right, so let's show them the sanding process.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah, so this basically is our clamshell bags. This is after they come out of the mold and they get a couple gloss coat layers of resin. It's kind of hazy because we use a wax to help dry the resin a little faster. From here, they'll get block sanded and prepped for the clear coat stage, basically. Yeah, and then after this, they get clear coated. And
Nice. How long does the sanding process usually take?
sanding process takes about a few hours, maybe. The process from start to finish on a set of bags is, again, maybe like 2-3 days. If depending on our workload,
Yeah.
we can bust them out a little faster. But these have the an inner and an outer skin we have to make and bond together, so
Yeah.
it takes a little longer.
So the bags, 2-3 days. Fairing total, how long?
3 days.
So
3 days of
everything's
work
about
time.
3 days.
Yeah, 3 days of work time. But after the clear coat clear coat session, like sometimes we'll get a drip, or we'll have excessive pinholes or something that we need to touch up on.
Yeah.
And basically we might have to re-clear. Sometimes we clear things twice, just to try to get it right. So
Oh wow.
that'll add on some time to the manufacturing process. So.
Wow, so interesting. It's a lot of hard work, guys.
Yeah, so here, this is actually we haven't released this part yet. No one really knows we even make this fairing.
Which one is this?
So this is a baby LowRider S rear fender.
A baby?
A baby LowRider S rear fender. So what we did is, I have a street bob, a 21 street bob, and I wanted to run, the LowRider S tail light. So what we did is we shrunk down a LowRider S fender, made a mold, and then we made a fender that fits the Softail Slim or the Street Bob, you know what I mean? And it's basically the same thing. It's basically a LowRider S fender, but it's just shrunken down
Wow.
to fit the Street Bob. So I did that for my bike, for the bike that I'm trying to finish for Born Free, and trying to come up with some different things. I'm sure somebody probably makes it and they probably can get it out of metal or whatnot, but I mean, it's just easier for us to make it out of carbon and then do everything here in house and shrink it down. We had a metal fender laying around, so we just kind of went for it.
Yeah, nice. So Rick is actually going to be at the Born Free show, guys. So he has a build that he's currently working on.
Right, yeah.
So if you guys are interested or want to see his build, we are going to be at the Born Free show. So really excited to see how his build comes out.
Thank you, man. Yeah, should be good. Hopefully we make it.
If you're doing it, I'm sure it'll be good, man.
Yeah, no, thank you, man. So real quick, I'll just take you in here. Again, our spray booth is filthy because it's the weekend. We usually try to clean it around this time, but this is a clear coat phase.
Nice.
So in here, is where we clear coat. We clear coat all of our stuff. Like I mentioned, sometimes we clear coat twice. It just depends on the finish, if we are satisfied with it or not. And so we usually try to clear coat a few times and color sand and buff it, so we can just kind of have a nice finish.
And you need all these bright lights just to see every fine detail, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the idea behind the spray booth. I mean, it's an isolated area where you have a lot of light and constant air moving in here, and try to minimize dirt and stuff.
Yeah.
It still happens, we still get dirt, we're not perfect, but we definitely try.
Yeah, for sure. Man, this ST fairing is like, it's crazy. The details, wow.
Yeah, and that piece is actually made using several different pieces. We haven't mastered making it out of one piece of fabric. It's just really complicated. So you will see seams on there, but that's just kind of the nature of the beast.
Yeah, of course.
We feel it's a lot easier to lay up when we cut it into pieces. We try to get both our weaves to kind of go like one's going this way, one's going that way, so it's kind of like symmetrical almost.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. I can see the weaves.
Yeah, so on one side it's going this way and the other side is going the other way, so it's, you know, try to keep some symmetry. It's really hard. You know, a lot of the guys might not pay attention to that. Some of the guys that have already gotten this fairing, they maybe sand and paint some of it and leave some carbon exposed and stuff like that. So
nice, man. All right, guys. So I got something special. Rick is actually gonna show us in person the first steps to making a LowRider ST fairing. So he's gonna exactly show us how it's done, just to give you guys a little bit more information.
yeah, so basically this is our, you know, little makeshift template for the LowRider ST rear fender. So we basically gonna try to cut this out and put it in the mold. So the first step, we just kind of spray with some tacky spray, just to kind of keep it all together. And then we just kind of set our template there. You know, and then we just bring our scissors and we start chopping it up.
So each side wall, pretty much you have to do this specifically for, right?
Yes, we do that because we feel it's easier to keep the fabric straight.
Yeah.
Keep the snags from to a minimum.
Yeah.
And so we try definitely to keep everything kind of straight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't want to have any. We don't want to have snags. You know, guys. You know, these days I've had issues where some parts have had snags here and there, and we've exchanged them just because they couldn't work with it. So it's fine. We understand, and so we really try our best to try not to snag the material.
Yeah. I mean, Rick is so transparent, man. You guys, like, there's no, he doesn't hold anything back. He literally, the way it is the way it is. He says how it goes.
Yeah, that's basically how it goes.
Oh, okay,
so this piece is actually for this side. Turn it, and spray a little bit in there. And this is the tricky part. So, I mean, it's no secret, you know what I mean? There's plenty of videos out on YouTube of how to do this. It's definitely not, you know, a fast process. It does take some time to lay all this up. Yeah. But anyone can do it, really. I mean, it's nothing crazy. And I've always been the type to always say, you know, the sun shines for everybody, you know, and there's enough room for everybody to make money doing what they want to do, you know. And so that's basically one side, and we'll cut the other side out.
I mean, it's one thing to watch it, another thing to do it, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely not something that you
what would you say is like the hardest part or the most difficult thing it took you to learn?
The most difficult part to learn is definitely manipulating this fabric into the molds. Before, we used to do a lot of overlaying. We used to just make stuff out of carbon, really rough, and then we'd overlay them with another layer. And that just was not the right way. It was too heavy. Yeah, the weave would end up looking really nice, but the part had excessive resin, and it just wasn't the way. So we started getting into resin infusion and vacuum bagging, and then we just kind of eventually we'll maybe graduate to pre-preg, but we're just not there yet.
What's pre-preg?
So pre-preg is basically already pre-impregnated carbon that it already has resin. You put it into the mold and then you bake it.
Oh.
So you end up with a much better finish, a better resin, you know, to fabric ratio, a little bit more rigid part, you know what I mean, more stronger. Not to say that these parts ain't that strong, but you know, any part that's made out there can break. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're not gonna last forever if you don't take care of them. They're not indestructible, so just gotta, you know, take care of them, and they'll last a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
And so once this is all done, you won't actually see, you'll see it if you're really looking for it, but it won't stand out to you. These seams, because there'll be seams around here. There'll be a seam here. You won't actually, it won't be a sore thing, eyesore for you.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be something that kind of blends in, carbon against carbon. And so that's basically the two sides right there. Now the tricky part, and my least favorite part, is laying up the middle. That I don't have a template for. I just kind of cut fabric to size. These I kind of leave and use them for my backing when I'm making it.
Yeah.
So then I'll roll out the carbon, and then I'll cut. I mean, I know kind of more or less what size I need to cut it. I don't measure, I don't do none of that. And then again, just get some spray real quick. And so this right here, goes in. We just start bringing it laying it in there. It's really tricky, the center part, because it wants to stick to everything.
Yeah.
But basically this is the beginning stages of what it is to make this. And it's my least favorite part.
Yeah, for sure.
Just the nature of it. They're just, you know, round fenders, and it's a little tricky.
But by far the ST fairing has been the most trickiest, right?
Yeah, that is the most hardest piece that I make. The ST fairing, I mean, I kind of did it because I had the opportunity to do it, and we're trying to challenge ourselves, and we're like, dude, if we can make it, let's just see how it goes. And so we definitely tried, you know, several ways of getting it done, but there is just no other easier way for us currently than the way we actually do it. And it's kind of the same way as we make this. We cut out our little template pieces.
Yeah.
And but I don't like it, you know, because it's not a fast process, and I just kind of like moving fast.
Yeah.
And there's just no way you can move fast.
Yeah, you have to go slow.
Yeah, you have to kind of go slow. And you know, when I got people, you know, wanting these parts, and I try to get it to them as fast as I can, but you know, it's just hard.
Yeah.
And so you kind of see it take shape now.
Yeah, for sure. So interesting.
And it's definitely, you gotta definitely take your time with it.
Well, there you guys have it. Rick showed us the beginning stages of what it takes to make the fender for the ST. By the way, guys, if you want to support Rick, check out ghostcomposites.com.
Yeah, that's our website, Ghost Composites. They could check everything out that we have to offer. They can't buy anything. We had a huge backlog, so we had to kind of, you know, get all those orders out. But we should be adding some parts over on our website in a few weeks, maybe 3 weeks. We should have some stuff dropping on there.
Best way for people to contact you is through Instagram?
Best way is through Instagram. Our emails also, we try to keep, stay on top of our messages, but we're such a small shop, sometimes we don't have the time. So if now that we are caught up with our backlog, we'll be keeping up with our messages. So a DM will probably be faster than an email, to be quite honest with you.
Nice. Okay, cool, man. Well, thank you so much again. I really appreciate you having me here. It really means a lot. I'm sure everyone else is curious to see what goes into making these parts.
Yeah,
it's a lot of hard work, but Rick's getting it done. So I thank you for your time again, brother.
Yeah, man.
Till I see you next time.
Yes, sir.
And I'll show you how my install goes for my fenders,
yes,
right?
Yes, please. I would like to see it.
Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So lastly, I had Rick make me some carbon fiber parts as well for the LowRider ST. I went with the rear fender, the front fender, and also the tank gauge. So I'm really excited to show you guys what they look like once it's installed. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for everything. Take care.